COPWATCH, policing the police every single day.
I'm also very proud of this year as we stand. And one of the great things about being the chief of police of Biscayne Park is that we are truly a family here. A family who works together and is joined by one common cause, which is the protection of life and property for the residents of the village of Biscayne Park. For May, we have Detective Raul Fernandez. And before I let Raul sit down, I want to give you something that I'm also very proud of. This year, as we stand, we have a 100% clearance rate on burglary cases in the village of Biscayne Park. This is the first time that I've ever known that to happen in any department that I've ever been in. He's a great part of the reason.
Multiple cops indicted for policy of framing innocent black people to make department look good. To show that they had great stats in solving crimes, a police department was directed to arrest innocent black people and frame them in cases they had open. By Matt Agarist, July 13, 2018. Miami, Florida. A former police chief and several officers have been indicted for falsely charging a black teenager with 4 burglaries just to show village leaders that they are good at solving crimes. While the indictment reads like a Hollywood movie script about bad cops, it's only the tip of the iceberg in a deep cesspool of corruption that is the Biscayne Park Police Department. A scathing report from the Miami Herald details that on multiple occasions, former Chief Raimundo Atijano told his cops to target random black people and charge them with crimes in open cases so they could boast their clearance rate, which is defined as the amount of open cases solved by the department. If they have burglaries that are open cases that are not solved yet, if you see anybody black walking through our streets and they have somewhat of a record, arrest them so we can pin them for all the burglaries, one cop, Anthony De La Torre, said in an internal probe ordered in 2014, according to the Herald. They were basically doing this to have a 100% clearance rate for the city. On top of framing innocent black teenagers for dozens of crimes they never committed, the department was a place where cops openly drank on duty, practiced shady financial schemes, and had no problem bragging about their racism and sexism. Investigations revealed that the second-in-command, Captain Lawrence Churchman, routinely spouted racist and sexist insults and suffered no recourse. The captain has said on several different occasions he doesn't want any N.S., F.S. or women B.S. working at Biscayne Park, Officer Thomas Harrison said according to the report. According to the Herald, over the last decade, the department has also seen an officer arrested on charges of holding his wife hostage, a troubled officer sued for excessive force, and another officer charged with beating a suspect. During the years the cops were framing innocent black people for crimes of which they had no evidence, the clearance rate for the department was nearly perfect. Illustrating how many of the cases were pinned on innocent people, after the chief left, the department never solved a single one of the 19 burglary cases. Naturally, Atijano is denying the allegations, and he and 2 other officers who have been formerly indicted have all pleaded not guilty. But, according to sources, former officers Raul Fernandez and Charlie Dept are cooperating behind the scenes to lay blame on their former boss. Despite the new chief, Luis Cabrera, claiming to have cleaned up the department, for his second-in-command, he hired a problem cop that was embroiled in the old racist and corrupt department. As the Herald points out, in June, the village hired as its top cop Luis Cabrera, a former high-ranking Miami police officer. He says he's audited the evidence room, restructured the command staff, and is getting civil rights training for officers. Cabrera made Walschlager his second-in-command, despite being entangled in the 2014 internal investigation. The investigation concluded Walschlager drank on duty and ordered suspect burglary arrests. But the department's new chief reversed course and cleared Walschlager. He left the Biscayne Park force this spring for a command post in North Bay Village, but was soon let go after news broke about the indictment of Atijano and the other officers. Cabrera said he decided to rehire Walschlager in June. Police use who may want to retaliate against him physically.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.